Hi folks, I'm the new Starcade here, and welcome back to a winter's Daydream. In the last episode, we had a wish to be made that we can get along better with Otoko, and now we're going to continue on with this episode. I spent the night laying in the futon my grandmother prepared for me in the guest room. Well, I call it guest room. It's more like a storage room, really, cluttered with various bits and pieces my grandparents had brought over the course of their long lives. There's a bookcase pushed to the side of the room, filled from the top with filled from top to toe with paperbacks. I wonder if this is where my grandmother stores all the books she can't keep in her bedroom or the living room. When my grandmother said she was a voracious reader, she wasn't lying. The whole house is crammed with books ranging from the classics we students had to suffer through in high school. I'm looking at you, Sosuke Natsume, to modern tales penned by best-selling authors like Misato Kane, Nanami Asa, Higashino Keigo, and many more I've never heard of. Some of the books are dog-eared and look well-worn and well-loved, but most of them are brand new, and they're pretty and pristine like the freshly fallen snow outside. Their pages are immaculate, the covers devoid of any wear and tear. The thought of those books have hidden in the encroaching darkness touches at something inside my breast. I'm not sure what it is exactly. Sympathy? There are so many books my grandmother wants to read. So many books she'll never get the time to read now. Near constant snowfall drums insistently against the window pane. And the icy winds, sharp as razors, slide through the gaps in the walls and dance about the room, unseen and invisible, but undeniably there. The howling of the wind makes me think of ghosts or spirits. Snow women that roam the mountains, their faces white as milk, their eyelashes decorated with fallen snowflakes like the shining gemstones. I wonder, what mysterious force of nature parted my grandmother from her shawl all those years ago and sent her running into the arms of my grandfather? Was it a sudden gust of wind? Or was there something more to it? I'm not a superstitious person. Unlike some of my fellow university students, I don't spend hours at night trawling the internet searching for urban legends and some conspiracy theories to get riled up about. I prefer to believe things simply happen, and there's not always a reason for it. And that's just the way life is. I'm kinda like that. I'm not superstitious by any means, but on the other hand, I understand that people are and will not begrudge for it. That's my typical stance on the issue, but when I'm out in this old house, imbued with the scent of green tea served to hundreds, no, thousands of ghostly impressions of my grandparents' past, I'm surrounded by old books that have been well loved, and new books that may never have a chance to be loved. The snow is falling softly from beyond my darkened window. I can always bring myself to believe maybe it was a spirit after all. It's easier to believe in magic and spirits and destiny when you're isolated in the countryside, miles and miles away from the noise and traffic and high-rise buildings of Tokyo. I'm not sure why. Perhaps being alone beneath the starry sky naturally fuels our imaginations. It's harder to imagine when you're surrounded by too many people. Life swallows you up like a tidal wave, allowing no time for idle thoughts like this. I turn over my futon relentlessly, rocking up the thin covers. There's only one pillow to rest my head on. It's a sad, threadbare thing that smells faintly of mildew and old age. I can't help but to imagine as I try and fail to get comfortable that the spirits are giggling at my misfortunes. The snow outside is really relentless. The wind continues to moan. The tatami mats creak, and I, all the while, as I slowly fall into the land of dreams. I swear, I can hear the faint sound of muffled muffled laughter. December 30th. Ah! I yawn and stretch my arms above my head. The joints in my elbows click. Yeah, I know the feeling. Or worse, when you wake up and you overstretch and you cramp up so hardcore that you have to massage and limp around for a bit. I don't know what time it is. There isn't a clock in this room. There's only a couple of bookcases, an old desk, and my futon. The birds outside are twittering desperately, intent on boasting that yes, despite the cold weather and the falling snow, they're still alive and well. Right, there are some birds that will not migrate south for the winter, like cardinals. They survived. I almost feel like congratulating them. Sunlight spills across the tatami mats, picking out individual motes of dust that swim in the air like goldfish. Maybe this is a dream. I don't feel fully awake yet. My head is killing me. I don't think I got enough sleep last night, but can you really blame me? Dozing off proved to be a rather difficult task given my ears were constantly assailed by the sound of snowfall and the wind kept sneaking through the window panes to nibble at my toes. Yeah, this is a real old house than if you got window leakage. I think I must have woken up 4 or 5 times in the night. I was able to get back to sleep soon enough, with no small amount of shivering, but the disrupted experience has left me feeling groggy. I shake my head and slap my cheeks with the palm of my hands. You're awake. I probably look like death. If Otoko can see me like this, my hair messed up and my skin hollow, she'd probably laugh at me. Then again, Otoko laughs no matter what I look like. I sit there in the covers of my futon, draped at my knees. Something suddenly catches my attention. It's not the birds singing outside or dust in the air, or a subtle chill that clings to my skin, making me shiver. It's the smell of food. My grandmother must be cooking. My stomach starts to rumble like an old washing machine. I'm hungrier than I thought I was. I get to my feet and throw on my clothes, which are folded neatly by the side of my futon. I'm not the sort who strews things willy-nilly about the room, particularly when I'm a guest. Yes, if you're a guest at somebody's home, you still gotta remain neat and clean at all times. That's more Otoko's thing. My toes curl against the tatami mats. They feel uncomfortably cool against my bare skin. Where'd I put my socks? One of them was lying with the rest of my clothes, but the other seems to have disappeared. Was it spirited away in the night? You? My grandmother called out to me, her voice muffled and distinct through the walls. Are you coming for breakfast? My grandmother's not the kind of person who shouts. She never had to. My grandfather's lungs were large enough for the pair of them. I guess after my grandfather's death, this was yet another mantle she had to don for herself. Perhaps that's why her voice sounds a little funny. She's been forced into a role that she's not accustomed to. Or maybe I'm just overthinking things. I'm coming, just a second. Alright, dear, don't be too long. I don't want your food to get cold. I'm making some nice hearty rice porridge to keep your strength up. Mom used to make me rice porridge when I got sick. It's a nice, nourishing meal that always reminds me of my childhood. Well, some people might say I'm still a child. I know my mother certainly thinks that, for all she babies me, though I'm legally an adult now. Listen, boy, you're gonna be having your mom take care of you for life, and that's just the way it is. Almost 20. I'm still far from younger than my grandmother. Well, far, far younger. And you, yes, what is it? There's something I need to talk to you about. I wonder what that can be. It still hasn't caused any serious damage to your house, has it? I hope not. Or maybe since I'm here, my grandmother wants me to help her with the housework. Washing the dishes and sweeping that sounds fair. My grandfather always used to help her with that. My grandfather isn't here anymore. Ah, I managed to find my missing sock. It was tucked away beneath the bookcase, looking very sad and forlorn all by itself. Yeah, yeah. That one sock that always seems to get away from you. It happens to everybody. My own sock is secured in seconds. I soon slide it onto my frigid left foot. My task completed, I called to my grandmother. Alright, I'm coming. I exit the storage room and close the door behind me. My feet pad through the familiar living room, imbued with the homey scent of wood smoke and green tea. The TV sits in a corner, the black screen like the water in the bottom of the well, and the set regards me reproachfully with her glassy blue eyes. With her high haughty forehead, pursed carmine lips, I swear it looks like she's judging me, perhaps for my rumpled hair or my clothes, which are the same one I wore yesterday. Well, I'm not gonna stand around and take Lizette's abuse. I stick my tongue out at the doll as I pass. What does she know anyway? And then pause, feeling, wow, that's ultra childish if you were gonna take out on a doll. I mean, this isn't rosin maiden or anything. Why am I trying to make enemies of a doll? No matter how lifelike she looked, she really isn't real. Being back at home with a Otoko must have made me paranoid. That or I've been in the countryside for far too long already. I hope I'm not going senile at 19 years old. Shaking my head, my finger sees the indentation on the kitchen floor and I pull. I meant kitchen door, but whatever. The door creaks as it slides to the right, revealing a very cozy scene indeed. A chopping board strewn with the cut stems of several spring onions. A bowl of raised porch bubbling away on the stove. A young girl in a cream sweater stirring porridge with a ladle. This isn't something. Remember in the last episode when you made the wish? Umeko made the wish to be younger just for one day. And yes, this is. The girl turns her head and she hears the door side open. Yes, this is Umeko when she was a youth. And I'm gonna end it here. If you like, if you like what you've seen, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because it does help the channel out a lot. And also, don't forget to share. Anyway, I'm the new newstarcadefan here saying thanks for watching. Have a good day or night wherever you are, and bye for now.